I'm here at day 2 of MPE, Merchant Payments Ecosystem in Berlin. It's another fantastic and beautiful day here. I'm with the fantastic and beautiful Neira Jones, and we're going to be talking all of things MPE. So welcome, Neira.
Well, thank you for having me, Alex. It's always a pleasure.
Good. Your initial thoughts, day 1 done. We're just into day 2.
Wow, day 1 was so busy. I mean, the buzz around here is absolutely incredible. What I totally loved about it is that, you know, I've been involved with the Innovation Hub for the last 4 years when we created it. And what we wanted to do is give startups a platform for growth and give them exposure to the right people. You certainly get the right people here. So it was tough this year because we had so many entrants and we have to whittle them down to 12. So that was a tough job. Anyone could have been a winner. So they competed yesterday. We whittled down 12 startups down to 3. So I had my 3 dragons, my judges, Joanne Dewar, David Parker, and Pavel Kaminsky, all coming from different backgrounds. And we came up with a short list of 3. Had those 3 not been there, the next 3 would have been just as good. That's how tough it was.
Wow.
So this morning in plenary, we had a fantastic innovation session where we had 2 keynotes. One keynote from Visa on the future of hyper-personalized experience from Mathieu Altweg. And that was fascinating, how the interaction and going into AI and what the future essentially look like with the interaction not only between people, but also between people and agents and machines and bots. And how does that work and what the future will actually look like. And we had another keynote with Melinda Roylett at Lloyd's Banking Group Merchant Services, who was talking about the future of hyper-personalized experience in the hospitality industry, which is a tough industry, as you know very well. You've written about it many times. So that was interesting, which led us onto a panel debate. I was really excited about this because not only did you have Melinda back and you had a representative from Visa, but we also had a representative of Netflix and what they're actually doing with network tokens and the impact it has had, not only from a security point of view, but also from a customer experience point of view. And the figures and the impact were actually very, very impressive. And last but not least, we had a representative from NVIDIA. I mean, I'm a kind of fangirl of NVIDIA. So that made we had a very interesting panel. And after that, we actually had our 3 shortlisted startups that pitched again in front of the audience. And the audience voted live for their favorite. So now we're done. So we've combined the scores between the public vote and the judges' vote for those very 3 startups. I can't tell you who the winner is, even though I know, because that will be announced tonight, as you know very well, Alex. So they will be the recipient of the Best Startup Innovation Award. So lots of exciting stuff happening.
Wonderful. Coming back to innovation, 12 companies involved in that process.
Yeah.
Is there any distinct trend that you've seen this year? I mean, if we think back to other years, orchestration was in there, fraud's always in there somewhere. Is there a particular trend that came out from this year?
So I would say the trend perhaps coming back from this year is the kind of the embedding of AI in everything. So we still have orchestration, we still have those that look at fraud, we still have, but AI was actually a part of it as opposed to purely having a company doing this. So we still have orchestration, quite a few more on embedded finance, always interesting. And we had some very, very interesting propositions in terms of helping the incumbent PSPs, such as acquirers, for example, manage risk in very specific conditions. So we had a very innovative insurance product. And we also had a very innovative security product, which looks like it was a custody product, but it wasn't. So there were all sorts of fantastic ideas in there. So I would say perhaps fraud is a big topic, as it always is. We had quite a few in the identity space. And of course, the more specific ones that are trying to address problems such as first-party fraud or chargebacks, and doing it in a way that's never been done before.
Okay, I'm going to take you back for the final question around that AI piece, and I thought it was very interesting. On the first day, Dave Birch and Wally were talking about AI, talking to AI, and some of the decision-making processes that might happen there. And it sounds like Visa was also having that conversation with you recently. So maybe just a few words on what it actually looks like from a consumer perspective, making a decision to let its AI go out there and make purchases on its behalf, and then talking to a merchant's AI to conclude that purchase.
Absolutely, absolutely. So there was quite a lot of talk about agentic AI as you describe it, where you won't necessarily know in future who's talking to who, whether it's a person or a machine. And I do know that Dave Birch would have said, well, that's because we need to have a proper and persistent identity, as you and I know. So that's kind of a fundamental concept to sort out, which I don't believe that has been completely sorted out, but there are indeed a lot of research and initiatives in that area. So for me, what does it mean? Well, essentially, we have the prospect of the interactions being very, very diverse between machines and humans, to be generic about it. And the technology is there to do everything we want it to do. I don't think the frameworks or indeed the implementation is actually there to do everything that we want to do in a safe fashion, because it's new and we don't know yet. I'll give you an anecdote. There was an experiment conducted in the States not so long ago, whereby they wanted to test an agent. So your agent. There is a crisis with eggs in the States. I don't know if you know. Eggs are very expensive in the States right now. So the test was, ask the agent to actually go and find me a 6-pack of eggs at a reasonable price. So the agent goes, and what the human was expecting to receive and say, oh, I found it for you, here it is. Do you want it? No, that's not what happened. What happened is 10 minutes later, there's a ring on the doorbell, opens the door, there's a 6-pack of eggs for $35. So the agent decided that indeed 6-pack of eggs for $35 is a perfectly acceptable price. Now, that's nothing to do with the technology. That's to do with the framework around it and the decisioning and the governance and the controls and the guardrails that are all around it. You and I know, we've been in payments for a very, very long time, that, as new technology arrives, the guidelines, the frameworks, the governance, the regulation are always lagging behind by a few years until you get to a specific point in time. That also has the effect of making innovation thrive, because new businesses will find a gap and will say, oh, we're solving that particular problem so that doesn't happen. It's very, very exciting. I know that it will happen, but it will take a bit of time.
You're right. It is very, very exciting. So once again, Neira Jones, live at MPE. Thanks very much for your time today.
Thank you, Alex.